All right, everyone, welcome back to this replay of our live stream down here to revisit the Knox mine disaster site. Like all my other streams, we'll wait for some people to come in and get started with this adventurous live stream today. Let me flip you around and show you what we're looking at here. Hey, good morning, Sagan. Let me know if the stream's coming through pretty clear or not, if you can hear me okay. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Luke. Hey, Jacob, Glenda, Nikki. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see the image okay? Is it pixelated? Yeah, flip it around. Clear? Okay. If it does get really bad, let me know. I will refresh the stream. Otherwise, we'll be starting here momentarily. We're down here in Pittston, Pennsylvania, along the Susquehanna River. This is Luzerne County National Recreation Trail, rail trail project. And we're gonna be heading to the site of a mine disaster. I actually did a video on it several years ago, like a documentary type video. I figure I'd take you guys there live and show you how it looks present day. Well, hopefully having something good for lunch, Barb. Found your channel yesterday. Well, thanks, Nelson. I'm glad you found it. So now that we have some people in here, we're gonna get started. We do have a little bit of a walk, nothing too terribly long, but I figured I'd take you from beginning to the end. Up, I'll show you. Behind those trees, there's a gate up there. That's where I parked. It's actually behind Cooper's Restaurant in Pittston. So if you want to look up the area on Google Maps, you can search Cooper's in Pittston or Burger King in Pittston, and you'll see like a parking lot. And I've been here before where I show the river being flooded, which is the river complex there. Hey, Mr. RJ, what's up? Family thinks they have to eat. Well, right now it's around 60 degrees, and as you can tell, it's overcast. They're calling for rain later today, rain all day tomorrow. So I wanted to get out and do this before the rain comes. And hopefully we don't get caught in the rain along our way. Watching from Germany, Guten Tag. Just had some German chocolates last night in my live stream. So hopefully everyone's enjoying their Sunday morning. Figured I'd come out today, walk off some of the chocolates I tried last night for you guys. Remember watching that video last year? Okay. Yeah, there's actually a company that reached out to me that's using that footage of the flooding for a, I guess like a type of documentary for their media coverage. So that's going to be airing later this month. So I'm kind of curious to see how that comes out. Hey, in Texas. So let me get you guys on wide angle here. Oh. All right, so you can tell I broke out the Decay is the Way hoodie. I haven't worn this since probably springtime, but being it's a little bit colder out today. Not colder, but cooler, overcast. A little bit of a breeze, I figure I'd break it out for you guys. And just to let you know, those of you that like the merchandise that I wear, the hoodies, the t-shirts, I have 3 new designs coming out. They're gonna be out within the week, and I will share those with you guys. I think you're gonna really like them. They're definitely catered towards the abandoned type videos that I make. And they were made based on suggestions from some of my viewers. So I pulled the trigger on it, designed them, and they'll be coming out soon. And I'll be sharing not only those shirts, but also some information as to how you can get like 10 or 15% off for free shipping. So that'll be coming out soon, just in time for Christmas. Yeah, I love this color hoodie, this powder blue. like almost, it's kind of like powder blue or teal, but I love the color and it fits nice. And it's not heavy, it's not too thin, it's just right. Probably looks weird because the image is still, but my head's bopping up and down. That's how it is when you're using a gimbal. Rain following us, yeah, I popped in quick, well, for the replay of Alan's live stream. I saw rain there. Yeah, I have zipper hoodies too on my website, but I like the pullover ones better. I'm gonna turn you around though to show you where we're going. Okay. So those of you that don't know, Knox mine disaster is a coal mining disaster that took place a number of decades ago. I will share a little bit of information about it once we get there. There's not really a whole lot to see. It's more like a memorial place. But there is something cool that we could check out, which is just downriver from the result of them trying to plug up the hole that was breached in the river. I feel like I'm walking through spider webs for some reason. Let me flip this back to, okay, sorry about that. There's like a lot of little cobwebs here I'm walking through and they're getting really annoying. Is Barbara leaving? All right, see you, Barb. Hope you guys enjoy lunch. I'll be getting lunch after this. Who knows, maybe I'll get another Taco Bell cheddar chalupa. Carry a stick. For what? This is a pretty easy trail to walk on. I'm already carrying a gimbal. That's enough things to carry. But Glenda, I'm glad to see your comments are coming through because I know you said you had issues with them being deleted, so it looks like they're working. Oh, well, I don't even see the cobwebs realistically. I mean, they're so like hairline, like eyelash size cobwebs. I don't even see them, I just feel them. But they're kind of like draped across the trees to the fence. So, I mean, I'd have to be walking the whole time like this with a stick. So I could deal with it. Never been to Europe. The only place I've been out of the country is Canada. So again, those of you tuning in, we are making our way towards the Knox mine disaster site. I did make a documentary of this disaster a number of years ago. If you search Knox mine disaster on YouTube, I'm probably the first video that comes up. It has around 90,000 views. And I show old footage of the breach in the river and how they were making attempts to try to plug it up. It's quite a sight to see when you watch that footage. It's almost kind of scary knowing what took place. Now, there's a lot of places I'm hoping to travel to. It just takes time and money. More so money than time. Yeah, it is a nice area. Again, this is an active rail line on the right. This is a former rail line here that they made into a trail. They call it Rail the Trail. Similar to the one I did the bike stream on. That's called the Lackawanna Heritage Trail. But now we're further south in Luzerne County. Didn't bring the mountain bike though. I figured we'd just come for a walk. But we don't have too much farther to go. Up in the distance, there's a clearing, maybe 100 yards or so, and we should be getting pretty close to our destination. Ooh, there's some doggies. Yeah, it's nice here. I'll give you a view of the trees here. Leaves are still pretty green here too. Hey, Alabama. I filmed an abandoned motel in Alabama. They told me they were turning it into condos. Some guys pull out from a pickup truck from the back of it. I didn't buy that. Here's a quick look. Here's the river right here. Susquehanna River. Across the way is West Pittston. And there's a lot of big, beautiful homes over there, riverfront homes. But it's also an area that gets flooded. So as beautiful as it is, it's been disastrous plenty of times too. Hey, Panama. Can imagine it's pretty hot down there. Finally made it to live, mostly missed it. Well, I'm glad you made it, Diana. I'm gonna be doing more live streams coming up for the coming months, starting this month, of various things from food reviews with my Chow Time series to things like this, showing you new or revisited locations, and even just a boring, sit at home, chit chat, just catch up with you guys type of thing. But live streams, a lot of people seem to like. I love doing them. And I always feel like, we're a big family hanging out. My biggest turnout though was when I did the Dangerous Woods live stream, which was last weekend. That was quite a night. Got scared by a bird of sorts, made me yell at the top of my lungs. I fell down, got dirty. I thought I heard noises and other things, and had over 500 people watching. So I'm currently scouting other locations to do a follow-up to that video before Halloween. Just to give me an update, guys. How is the stream? Is it still clear? Is it fuzzy or pixelated? Is it there also cold in PA? It's around 60 degrees. Fuzzy? Okay, maybe because of the trees here. If it doesn't clear up, I'll refresh the stream. Let me get on wide angle. See if that's any better, if it's better on me. Pixelated, a little pixelated. All right, I think it's because of the coverage here with the trees. We're gonna be coming to a clearing. If it doesn't clear up, I will refresh the stream and it should clear it up. It's nice to get out and get some fresh air. Better? Okay. I know not everyone wants to stare at my ugly mug, but at least it's clearer now. So we'll work with that for now. I do see the location up ahead, probably another 50 yards, and then we'll be there. Netherlands. I'm not really familiar with their climate over there, so. How hot does it get in the summers in the Netherlands? Actually, starting to get a little warm walking wearing this hoodie. I might be stripping it off. I don't want to start sweating. But my body's like a human furnace. I work up heat so easily, it's ridiculous. In the wintertime, I'm still wearing shorts and stuff. It's not that ugly. Right next to Germany, okay. I'm hoping to get to Germany in the next, we're planning on within the next 2 to 3 years to do a trip out there for a couple weeks. That's a place I've always been wanting to visit because my nationality is half German, half Polish. But I'm more fond to the German side of it. Food-wise, architecture-wise, people-wise, I've taken conversational German in high school, which I need to start studying back up on. Hear a rumble in the distance. I wonder if a train's coming. This line here is not that active. It's only used like maybe twice a month. The river is really low too. You can see some exposed areas, but we're almost there. So just stay with me. Well, actually, you know what? While we're walking, I'll just share the information with you. I got my cheat sheet, matches my shirt. Okay, so Knox mine disaster happened January 22nd, 1959 at precisely 11:20 a.m. And what happened is there was a coal mine company here mining under the river, extracting the coal. They were following the vein. By safety standards, they were supposed to keep at least 50 feet of earth between where they were mining and the river bottom. So there should have been a 50-foot gap between their workings and the bottom of the river. Well, coal mine companies, as greedy as they are, like to get the most for their money. They were inside a rich vein of coal. They worked that vein of coal all the way up to 5 feet under the riverbed. So instead of having 50 feet between them as protection, they had literally just under the height of me between where they were working and the river above them. There's even reports they could hear the water rushing above them. And January, it's cold here in Pennsylvania. The river temperatures were freezing. Well, only having 5 feet of protection, the river bottom breached and opened up into the mines. And you can imagine, this is a massive river. A 100-foot wide hole opened up. You know, if you say how far is 100 feet, it's basically 10 basketball courts, 10 basketball hoops wide, laying down. That's how wide it was. So it ended up being a whirlpool of water flowing into the mines, flooding out the tunnels and chambers. Over 50 railroad cars and coal cars were diverted into that hole to try to plug it up. These tracks that we see here, they actually broke them apart and made a little side switch going right off into the river. If you watch my documentary, you'll see footage of that happening. They were just sending car after car after car, and all you see them doing is swirling around from the water going into this bottomless pit. On top of that, they had truckloads coming here, dumping hundreds of loads of material, trying to plug up this hole. From the result of this disaster, 12 men actually died. 33 men escaped through what is called the Eagle Air Shaft. I'm going to show you where that is up here. Once the water stopped flooding in and no more water could go in, they built a dam in the river before the breach and after it. And they ended up extracting, pumping out all that water. They pumped out all the water out of the mines looking for those 12 men. They never found them. To this day, those men are still missing. They're somewhere in the bowels of the earth in a flooded chamber somewhere, most likely. Once they didn't find them, they capped off the bottom of the river where the hole was with concrete and dirt, filled on top of it, and let the water flow again. And now it's permanently encased under the ground. So that is the general gist of what happened here on January 22nd, 1959. But again, if you watch my video, it's very eerie to see the attempts that were made to plug up that hole. Thankfully, more men were rescued and saved than ones that perished. But regardless, that's 12 men who had families most likely, or siblings or whatever, that perished due to the coal mine company telling those mine workers to keep extracting that coal, get as much as you can, promising them that the earth was going to hold. So obviously lawsuits followed after that. Safety regulations changed considerably, and history was altered forever from that mine disaster. And this is the second mine disaster here in the general area of Northeast Pennsylvania. The first one was the Avondale mine disaster. I made a video on that as well. That's down in Plymouth, roughly 15-20 minutes away from here. That one was a vertical air shaft where a furnace caught fire, burning the shaft and the head frame above it, and over 100 men perished in that one. That was the largest mine disaster, if not Pennsylvania, definitely in the country. So 2 disasters within miles of each other, resulting from greedy coal mine companies wanting to do things in an unsafe manner. So once we get up here, there is a rock showing where the Eagle Air Shaft was. The air shaft, all mines, especially coal mines, have a ventilation shaft. Big mines have a what's called a fan house to help suck out the bad air, pump in fresh oxygen. So there was an air shaft. The miners knew where it was. They went to it and were able to escape. The other ones went other directions and never made their way out. Yeah, money was more important than lives. Miners were a dime a dozen. They got paid pennies for their work. And there's always more than enough miners to go around if someone was to perish. There's always somebody looking for work to fill their spot. Hey, Barbara's back. That was a quick lunch. So we're almost there. And we'll show you the point where the Eagle air shaft is. There's a marker where the hole actually opened up in the earth, in the river. And I'm going to show you where some acid mine drainage is actually bubbling out of the ground. Acid mine drainage is sulfuric acid that is formed when mines are excavated. The rocks contain a lot of iron and other minerals, and when they're flooded, they start leaking those minerals and acids and other things into the water, and the water has to go somewhere. Typically, it doesn't just sit there, so it finds a way out and stains everything a rust color orange. And on top of that, there is a rail car down here that got swept downriver. It's one of the rail cars, the hopper cars that was sent in to try to fill in that hole. It got swept downriver and still down here to this day. So as long as the river is not too high, I will be able to show you where that's at and what it looks like. Yeah, if you guys, like I said, if you want to see anything regarding what I'm talking about, just search Knox mine disaster after this stream, or even if you want to go check it out now, you can come back. But it's usually the first video that pops up, and it has 90,000 views. And I was so lucky to obtain that documentary footage to make that video. I'm looking here, there's a, turning around, almost looks like a little cave over there, but we're really close here now. Let me flip you guys around. Okay, so you can see it's much more cleared out now. This is an island. It's actually a man-made island called Wintermoot Island. It comes up on Google Maps. This was formed when they dammed up the river to block the water and pump out the water from the mines. That is the result of the workings. So we're really, really close to it up here. You're gonna see some American flags. This is where we're looking to go. But something looks different here. I mean, something seems a bit odd. Okay, something is considerably different here. I'm not understanding what happened. All right. Gonna have to figure this out. Okay, well, right here, this is the Eagle air shaft. It says, escape shaft for 33 men, Knox mine disaster, January 22nd, 1959. So this was a vertical air shaft that went down into the ground. And this was the opening for it. They have this rock here just as showing the marker point for it. But that went straight down to the ground into the mines, and that's how they escaped. This went up vertically towards the mountainside here, because right in front of us there's a mountain here. So the geography underground follow that. So it kind of rose in elevation. They were able to escape the water, and 33 men escaped from this hole, while 12 did perish down in the mines. Can you guys see that okay? Is it blurry at all? You can see there's a pickaxe, miner's helmet, and a shovel. But something doesn't make sense here. Because when I was here to make that documentary, number one, there was a gate right here, a gate that you could walk past. And the earth, the shoreline went out further, and there was a placard there showing where the mine disaster took place. And it's not there now. It's like it's washed away. I'm kind of dumbfounded as to what happened here, because if you look on Google Maps where I'm at, you can see the island. You'll see like an outcropping of land going out into the river, and that's where they sealed up the hole for the portal. And it's not here now. We're gonna walk a little bit further down. Something does not make sense. There's no way that that could just disappear. I can't imagine that a mine disaster site memorial washed away. So we're gonna go a little further up and investigate here. I do apologize that this is not panning out as it should, but if you watch my other video, that Eagle Air Shaft marker, you'll see I walked directly across from it over the train tracks, and there was a area of land that was sticking out where the disaster site was. If you guys, it's hard to tell because we're not able to do this live, but if anyone wants to get curious and go up on Google Maps, if you type in Wintermoot Island, I think it's spelled Wintermoot Island, it should come up there where I'm at. There should be, I think, a marker there for a disaster site or a pin or something like that showing where I'm at. Is there a gate up here? I don't know, something. This has me perplexed now. And I'm trying to see if it shows on Google Maps, it should show an outcropping as to where the area I'm describing should be. Let's see here. I mean, there is a small chance it eroded, but I mean, it basically came out right from the tracks here and went out maybe 50 feet. I just can't imagine that happened because there was a marble marker there saying Knox Mine disaster site. Something doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna go down a little bit further here and see what is going on. Watch the vid so I can vouch, yeah. So I'm definitely not crazy. I don't know, something just doesn't add up. I'm sorry for repeating myself. I didn't expect this to happen. I was expecting to retrace my footsteps when I made that documentary video. So we're gonna go a little further up here. It looks like another clearing. There's a small chance I could just be delirious too. That is possible. Because up here now, coming up further ahead, looks like the area I was just describing. But I could have sworn that the Eagle Air Shaft was directly behind it. But now I'm starting to think I'm crazy because now I see the gate up here. All right, let me refresh the stream for you guys. It's gonna start circling on you. I'll be back within about 15 seconds. All right, we're back. Hopefully that's a little bit better now. Sorry about the pixelatedness. We're getting along a mountainside here, cliffside. So probably affecting the signal. So yeah, I think I lost my mind because what I was just describing is up here. I don't know how that happened. That's what happens when you get old. Gray hairs are starting to affect my brain. And of course it's starting to mist and drizzle too, so fantastic. The things that happen during live streams. So yeah, we're almost here. It's literally right in front of me here. There's an area where we could cross over the tracks and I'll show you the site. Hey, good afternoon, Krista. I jumped the gun, yeah. Trying to remember too many things. That's what happened. All right, I'm gonna turn you around here and show you. Okay, so here's the gate. I was not crazy after all. So when I made that documentary video, I kind of did a shot right here. These tracks right here, they actually cut them and diverted them off right here. Now where we see this grass, this was actually the edge of the river. This was not here. This is from them plugging up the river, the hole in the river, and building the earth up upon it so that no one could try to get into it. So you just have to imagine they sent hopper cars and coal cars down these tracks. The tracks split off and went whee right down to the river. There's a big whirlpool spinning right in front of us here, and car after car is going in, spinning around, getting sucked down into the water. And Hundreds of truckloads of earth and material were dumped here trying to plug it. And again, directly behind, in front of us here is Winter Moon Island. And they dammed it up before and after this hole here, pumped out all the water and searched for the 12 men, and they never found them. So down here in this earth, under the river, in flooded tunnels, is 12 men who perished back in 1959. So visually, this doesn't look like how it does in my documentary. This would be river right here, right in front of us. Again, they plugged up that cap with concrete, built up the earth above it, and this is actually protruding further out than the rest of the riverbank. So we're gonna get down here and show you what it looks like now. And we're gonna see if we can get down close to the river and show you that hopper car that's still down here. It is very sad indeed, you know. And it's all the result of the mine foreman telling these miners to keep extracting that coal instead of following the safety guidelines of 50 feet between the mine and the river. They went as low as 5 feet, and they heard water rushing above them. You can imagine how terrified those miners would have been, knowing how close they were and what was about to happen. I'm gonna get you a little closer here. It says, Knox mine disaster occurred on this spot, January 22nd, 1959, 12 men died. So this spot, underneath all this earth, is where the 100-foot diameter hole opened up, killing those 12 men. And the 33 men that escaped from the Eagle Air Shaft was down that way, maybe 20, 30 yards. So under here, you know, obviously there was a mine shaft some direction. You can see the mountain in front of us here. And the Eagle Air Shaft was a ways over there, which provided ventilation for the mine. So this is the exact site where hopper cars, coal cars were filling into the river, into the giant whirlpool. And again, if you guys haven't watched it, just search Knox mine disaster. It's unbelievable footage that I was able to put together for a documentary. Let me get back on me here. Knox is not an area, it's actually the name of the coal company. It was Knox Coal Company. That's why it's called Knox Mine Disaster, because it's the Knox Mining Company disaster. It's here in Pittston, or Pittston Township this is right now. And we're gonna go down by the river here, because there's a couple cool things that I'd like to share with you. And this is not gonna be easy. Okay, let me flip it around, as Jake likes to say, and show you what's in front of me here. So I got this pretty steep, slippery hill that I am going to go down for you guys, because I want to get down there and show you. You see that orange, that rust color? That is from acid mine drainage. That's coming up from underneath the mines. And it's detrimental to the river. It's affecting wildlife. It's affecting plant life, fish, drinking water. It's very dangerous. And I'll actually be doing a video in the near future about acid mine drainage, showing a source of it, where it's coming up in the Lackawanna River and spilling down into the Susquehanna River, where there's actually multiple points of entry for this water to spill into the river and affecting the fresh water. So I'm gonna try to do this as safely as possible, but I do want to get down there because there's something else I want to show you too when I'm down there. So I'm gonna keep it on me. That way if I fall, you'll be able to see me fall. So I'm gonna ignore you guys for a minute here and try to get down here. I should have wore hiking shoes. I don't know why I didn't. This is a little slippery. Once I get down to this little ledge here, I'll be okay, but in between here and there, ooh, that was close. Started sliding. I gotta get to this tree here. Okay, I'm halfway there. Oh, we're halfway there. A little Bon Jovi for you guys. The stick's not going to help me right now. It's just a muddy slope here, and I'm teetering on an edge. Ooh. And there's pickers too. Great. That's even better. All right, I'm almost there. So far, so good. Got to go through the bamboo jungle now. I feel like I'm in Patagonia. All right, made it down. Woohoo! Man, it stinks down here. All right, let me turn you around. Squidward on a chair. That's hard to get out of your head once you see that and hear that. Okay, so this is what's in front of me here. This is the riverbed. I'm sorry, the river bank. And it's all orange if you can't tell. This is all sulfuric acid, and you can smell it. It stinks. It's like rotten eggs. There's a couple things I want to show you while we're down here. So let's navigate a little closer here. So as I was explaining to you, if you could see, if you follow the river line here, the shoreline, see how it kind of goes in? Well, it did the same thing here. This is out much farther now when they built it out and buried it, that hole in the river. So this shoreline was in probably another 20, 30 feet. So that is why it looks considerably different than the rest of the land around here. Yeah, if you're ever behind a car on the highway, you know, when they step on the gas, you smell that rotten egg smell, like sulfur, that catalytic converter. That's what it smells like here. And this is what I want to show you if I don't fall and bust my butt here. You hear water running, and you see it here. This right here is coming up from under the ground. This is like almost like a natural spring, but it's anything but that. This is acid mine water coming from the mines underground. So the shore is right here. The river is behind me to the left there. And this is one of the areas. This is coming up directly in the ground. If you were to start pulling these rocks away, you would just keep following the source of the water underground. It leads you right to a mine pretty much. And you can see all this material here. It's like a yellowish orange color. It's all sulfuric acid. It's deadly to consume. You can't drink this water. You don't even want to eat the fish that swim in this river because of this. And animals that drink this, you know, they're getting contaminated with it. It's a natural disaster pretty much that isn't talked about a whole lot here in Northeast Pennsylvania. And it's all from the result of coal mining. The material underground has lots of iron and ore in it and other materials that when it's flooded, it starts leaking and the water escapes and makes its way to the surface. I'm going to show you a couple more of these spots like this too. Now, if you look up on Google Maps for your own curiosity, just search Pittston, Pennsylvania, search like Cooper's where we started. You can actually follow the rust line on Google Maps. There's a couple of areas where you'll see the distinct orange shoreline. And there's areas where it's clear. And that's where you can tell where acid mine drainage is coming out. So I'm going to show you a little bit more of these little springs over here. And then we're going to go down river the other direction and show you that rail car if it's still there. These rocks are pretty slippery too. I'm definitely not going to drink it. I'm not even going to touch it. It smells bad. You have to be having a death wish to drink this water. Oh, yeah, there's a really cool one over here I want to show you. And this is public land too. You could come here for yourself and check this out. Knox Mine Disaster is a memorial site. Anyone's welcome to come there. It just requires a bit of walking. Boy, this is like sheets of ice on these rocks here. It's so slippery. Oh, look at this too. You can see this almost looks like an oil slick. That is, let me get you a closer look at it. Oh, that's farther away, sorry. That's like a oil slick almost. That is just contaminated water just sitting there. But let me show you something even crazier. If I fall, I'm going to be covered in orange goop. Yeah, so here's... You see that? That film? I don't know if it's oil, but it's definitely something that's contaminated the water. And this is what I want to show you. Look at that. That is like bubbling up right from under the ground. How crazy is that? This is Pittston, Pennsylvania, Luzerne County, not far from Wilkes-Barre. And even all along the line here, you'll see water cascading into the river. That's all coming up from underground. It's even worse now. I've never seen it this bad. We're gonna walk a little further and show you some more of it and then go the other direction. Up there in the distance too, you'll see a bridge. That is the road that connects Pittston to West Pittston. And that's where I show the flooded river complex area. That's where we're at right now. And as far as I know, there's no way to solve this. That's why nothing's been done to treat it. I'm guessing maybe they're thinking, oh, it'll eventually just clear itself out. I don't think that's going to happen. It's only going to get worse. Yeah, you can actually see right here, there's a hole there. You can actually like stick your hand in there and it goes down underground. These are kind of being forced up from underneath. Yeah, so all that water right now that you're seeing is coming from underground. It's crazy to understand what's taking place down below the surface. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video on acid mine drainage with some drone footage and showing you a very large source, larger than this, where water is coming up underground in the Lackawanna River. And the river flows down, connects with Pittston further upstream a few miles. And we're going to do like a little documentary type video. Not documentary, but just an informative type video to show you what's taking place from the result of coal mining. This is happening all over Pennsylvania where there's coal mining, especially down in Centralia area. If you guys ever remember, I showed you that geyser in the one Centralia video. That is the same thing here. It's acid mine drainage coming up from underground. But it's very humid and misty right now. Might be ripping this sweatshirt off because it's getting pretty muggy. This stuff is like walking on glass though. I can't believe how slippery it is. This is the site of the Knox mine disaster in Pittston, Pennsylvania, Luzerne County, just north of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And if there's latecomers, I will go over the information with you one more time. Just want to show you a little bit more of this here because it's so crazy to see and understand. Yeah, that's a lot of water right there. It's all coming, and this is, you know, we're looking below the surface of the land up there where the railroad tracks are. So we're down closer to where the mines are. So that's why it's following its closest point of exit. So this is where a mine is nearby that's flowing this water out. Old Forge is near Pittston, yeah. Old Forge is where we're going to be starting our documentary, or I keep saying documentary, our informative video on acid mine drainage. So geography wise, it's roughly 10-15 minutes away from here, Old Forge. Yeah, you don't want to go floating down this river. I mean, knowing that this is here, you're going to come out stained orange and have some health problems, especially if you have like a cut or an abrasion on your leg. If this water gets in your system, you're going to be in for a lot of complications. Sorry, so I'm going to go back downriver here, and we're going to follow the shoreline, and I'm pretty sure the hopper car is still there that they used to try to seal up the the river. I'm just trying to navigate past here so I don't slip and twist an ankle or anything else. Definitely wore the wrong shoes. That was my mistake for doing that. If I had hiking shoes or boots, it'd be a lot better. All right, is there anyone that tuned in late that wants me to go over the information again as to what happened here with the mine disaster? I will be happy to share it with you if you tuned in late. Otherwise, if not, we'll just keep moving. Are there signs everywhere saying not to use the water? Surprisingly enough, there's not. If there are signs, I don't know where they are. I haven't seen any on my way down here or in the past from being down here. Oh, almost fell there. I've been here the whole time though. All right, so give me 1 second here so I get a safe place to stand. And when I do that next video of the acid mine drainage starting in Old Forge, the hole is so big where the water's coming up from, I'm actually gonna stick my sports camera, it's like a GoPro, on a monopod and stick it into the water and see if we can see if there's a hole there and see what it looks like underwater. So I'm pretty curious to see how that's gonna turn out. If I'm not mistaken too, I think acid mine drainage, if it's consumed, I think causes a form of cancer. I'm not positive though. I may be confusing it with something else. No, there's nothing here. Again, that's an island right there called Wintermoot Island, and the river flows on the other side of it. The other side of it is much cleaner because it's only along this bank where this is happening. But downriver, it's affecting all the river down further. All right, so here, there's even more of it here. You can see in here that water bubbling out. So I'm going to keep you guys fixated on this, and I'll go over one more time about the information. This is the Knox mine disaster site. It's called the Knox Coal Company. The disaster took place January 22nd, 1959 at 11:20 a.m. Miners were working under the river here in a coal mine, extracting coal, and the safety barrier was to keep 50 feet of coal or earth between their workings and the bottom of the river. That was the threshold. That's as close as they were able to go safely without the river breaching through. Well, coal company bosses or owners, whoever they are, said, this is a rich deposit of coal, a rich vein of coal. We want to get as much as we can. We're going to disregard safety. So they had the miners keep working upwards, following that vein of coal. They got as close as to within 5 feet between them and the bottom of the river. Miners even reported hearing the water rushing above them. Well, when that happened, gravity, weight, natural disaster happened. The river broke through, creating a 100-foot diameter hole, resulting in a whirlpool of the river spinning, all the water going down into the mine shaft tunnels. When that happened, the officials, safety people, whoever they are in charge, rerouted the tracks up above that we saw on our way here and diverted them into the whirlpool, dumping over 50 railroad hopper cars and coal cars, sending them directly into the hole to try to plug it up. Realistically, that's not going to happen because that's not a solid plug. It's just kind of diverting areas of water. So they weren't successful. They had truckloads, hundreds of truckloads come here and dump material in trying to plug it up. 33 men escaped through what is called the Eagle Air Shaft. That's an air shaft that provided ventilation for the mines. It's roughly 50 to 75 feet upstream along the bankside. I showed that before, we'll show it on our way back. 33 men did manage to make it there and escaped. 12 men went missing underground here. So they formed dams around this area here. So to imagine, somewhere in the river here, they made a dam. And somewhere downriver, they made a dam. They pumped out all the water in the middle, including all the water that went into the mines. I think they extracted some of the copper cars that went down there. They sent search crews into those mines after they pumped them out, searching for these 12 men. They were never found. No one knows what happened to them. They're most likely still underground to this day in a flooded mine chamber. So they capped off the opening in the river with concrete and built up the earth, which is right here. And this is right where it happened. This earth is all built upon. So if we were to dig down below this, we would eventually find a concrete cap. That's where the 100-foot hole is that filled up the mines, killing 12 men. But one thing that we're looking for now is further downstream here. We're going to follow this shoreline. One of those hopper cars got washed downstream from the current, and it's laying on the shoreline down here. Now remember too, January, Pennsylvania winters get very cold. River temperatures were probably right around freezing, if not colder. So even, if men were to try to escape, I'm assuming many of them die from hypothermia before they can even reach an escape shaft. So that is the gist of what happened here. Again, if you go to YouTube search Knox Mine Disaster Mine Videos, the first one that pops up, it has 90,000 views. It does show footage of everything I just described to you in better detail. So with that said, we're gonna navigate up here now, go down the shoreline and try to find that hopper car. And then we're gonna make our way back before we get caught in a rainstorm. I'm gonna put you on widescreen here. And whoever said thank you, you're welcome. I enjoy sharing what I learned about things in the area here. And as I mentioned too, this is the second mine disaster in Pennsylvania, locally. Down in Plymouth, which is near Nanticoke, is the Avondale mine disaster, where over 100 men died from asphyxiation, from suffocating, when their vertical shaft, caught fire from a furnace, and the head frame above caught fire, and 100 men perished, and I think even rescuers perished as well. And that took place back in the 1800s. Okay, we're gonna try to navigate safely here. And don't forget, if you guys are enjoying the content I'm providing for you, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It only takes a second. Your support, though, is greatly appreciated. Sorry about that. I'm trying to safely make my way across here. I'm showing you, I'm walking right here, and there's a little drop off, and that's where the water's coming out. That's not where I want to go. Okay. So here's showing you where more water is coming out of ground. That's flowing right out from underneath. That's a considerable amount of water. That's not river water, that is mine water. Which way is the river flowing? The river flows south, down towards Wilkes-Barre. Oh, got a big whiff of sulfur there. I don't think they're really becoming mutated. They're just becoming, how do you want to put it, like medically ill. Their lifespans are cut short considerably. Now, that's not to say there isn't clean parts of the river. There are. This is one area that is affected, but it doesn't affect the entire river. Eventually, it does dissipate, and eventually the clean water. Oh, there's some random stuff here. It's a steering wheel right here. Some kind of metal plate, and somebody made some kind of like TP of rocks. I don't know, but like I said, upstream the water is considerably better. Once you get past Pittston, the water is much cleaner there, but still not worth the risk. So we're going to take a little stroll down the river here. Maybe I'll find Matt Foley, who lives in a van down by the river. You guys don't know who that is? That's Chris Farley from SNL. Motivational speaker Matt Foley. People do fish this river. It's great for fishing. Not advisable to keep the fish though. Just throw them back. What supplies the water coming from underground? Well, water has to go somewhere. It seeps down through the rocks and makes its way into the mines. When you go, there's mine tours you could take. Every time you go into a mine, a coal mine, especially around here, there's always water dripping, and that is water coming from the surface, eventually making its way into the mines. Current mines, you know, active mines, have water diversions and pumps to keep it free. But eventually, if not, that water would fill up. And it's raining. Great. Let's see, I think this is it right here. Yeah, this is normally underwater. The river's pretty low right now. Yeah, here's the remains of the hopper car. I'm glad it's still here. So you could kind of make it out. It's the frame of it. It's upside down. This is a hopper car, an open hopping car. And the railroad trucks would have been right there. The coupler's up there. The other coupler's over there. And a hopper car carries like coal, dry goods, materials, and it has little hoppers that it drains, empties out into. Well, these are exactly what was set into the river to plug up that hole. One of them got washed away from the current and it ended up right here. It's a big hunk of metal and steel that is slowly rotting away. You can see that's where the coupler would have been on the end. The wheels, what they're called trucks, would have been underneath it. So this is upside down. Just imagine it flipped over and it would have been, these parts is where the material would have released from the bottom of the hoppers. But as you know, if I was to guesstimate, that's probably about 15 feet in length, 12 to 15 feet from coupler to coupler. And that's the same thing that we saw in my footage of them sending it off the railroad tracks right into the river. Crazy to see. It's just, if someone was down here and stumbled upon this, they probably would, for one, wouldn't recognize it and know what the hell it is. But more importantly, they won't even know the history behind it or why it's here. But you guys though, you know, because of this video and because of what I do. So, pretty awesome stuff. Sad, but awesome. I'll give you guys a little peek of the river here. It is lightly raining right now, but I really don't even care at this point. So, nice peaceful spot of the river. That's again Wintermoot Island. The river runs on both sides of it and eventually meets up again down there. Down there, I believe, is, I think that's 8th Street Bridge. So if you just search 8th Street Bridge on Google Maps and look upstream, you'll be able to see where the hopper car is. And the riverbank is all orange on this side. It's all natural on that side. What was that? Do people hunt and eat the animals around here? I'm sure they do. I mean, I don't know about specifically right here because we're kind of in the city right now. Pittston's on the right, West Pittston's on the left. It's urban neighborhoods. But, I mean, there's woods around here, I'm sure, where people hunt, but not right here. But I do see people fishing here a lot, but typically upstream, above where the acid mine drainage is flowing out. Thankfully, I'm wearing my old shoes because they're covered in orange goop. But it was worth it to share it with you guys. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, to revisit and do a follow-up and see how it's changed from, I think it was maybe 3 years ago I was here. And If you're local and want to see it, come see it. If you're traveling and happen to be in Northeast Pennsylvania, you can park your car by the river complex in Coopers. It's about a 15-20 minute walk, and you can come see this for yourself. It's something that's unheard of out west in other parts of the country or the world. Wear clothes to take shoes off. I take my shoes off outside and hose them off and let them air dry. We're actually, we're gonna try to get up top a different way, because the way I came down, I almost slipped in, busted my butt. So I'm gonna see if we can find a better way up top here. So we're gonna kind of bushwhack here and go off course. Because once I get up to the railroad tracks, then I'm good. It's just getting up there, because it's not a path to get down here. You're kind of just scaling a little mountainside. I'm thinking I can make it up there if I follow those trees. I know I'm going to slip and slide. I know I'm going to be out of breath, but I can't live down here by the river. I got to get back up there. All right, I'm going to go for it. Just stay tuned. Once I catch my breath and get up top, I'll reconnect with you guys. Definitely wearing hiking shoes next time. Yeah, keep pushing. Help me get up here. Ooh, almost slipped. Almost there. There's a little stone area here. It just almost looks like it's man-made. Why do I hear people? I hear like voices in the distance. Okay, I'm in the thick of it here. I gotta get through this crap now. Things I do for you guys. You're lucky I love every one of you. Oh, if Bigfoot's out here, I know it's only a cliff. So I won't be afraid. All right. Still here in one piece. All right, we're almost at the train tracks, so we're almost home free. Oh, okay. Success. That's where we started down there. And that's where the tracks keep going. Watch out for big birds. I won't be scared. I should say I won't be scared as much if a bird comes out and tries to scare me. At nighttime though, when you're walking through weeds as high as your head, that's a little different. Yeah, now I can breathe too. So those of you that tuned in late, I'm going to give you one quick look at the disaster site here on top where the memorial plaque is. And then we'll head back and show you the Eagle Air Shaft one more time. And then we'll wrap it up after that. Oh no, train. What was that? Amish country something? Dana, however you pronounce your name, I'm sorry. I'm going to be going to Amish country May of next year. We're going to be going to what is called Strasbourg. My friend Sparky 107 is hosting a meetup there at the Strasbourg Railroad Museum. And we're going to be staying in what is called the Little Red Caboose Motel. You actually get your own little caboose to stay in. It's like a motel, but it's an actual caboose. Well, that is right in the heart of Amish country. You could take Amish buggy rides, check out Amish goods, stores, stuff like that. So definitely that will be coming, but you'll have to wait till May of 2020. I don't know if you guys can see the rain on camera, but by the time I get back to the car, I'm going to be soaked. Strasbourg. Yeah, I've never been to Strasbourg. It's definitely a place I want to get to. But yeah, here is the disaster site one more time for those that tuned in late. It says Knox mine disaster occurred on this spot January 22nd, 1959. 12 men died. So underground here is where the opening of the river breachment was. Got a big mountain face right in front of us here. Why am I hearing voices? I don't know. I think I'm starting to lose my mind again. But yes, these are the same tracks. Again, as I mentioned earlier, when we got here, these tracks curved right off and went right off into the river. So, all right, let's head back. Now that I know that everything's still here, my initial concerns is that everything got washed away. Getting old is no fun. What am I doing? Just doing me. Sharing my wealth of knowledge that I often forget. And those of you that did join me today, I know it wasn't super exciting. I know I couldn't take you down to a mine, but at the very least, I was able to show you something that you weren't aware of and helped you understand what took place in this part of Pennsylvania so many years ago. Too much soda. Never enough soda. Good place for ghost hunters to camp out. I actually thought about doing a ghost hunt here, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys would want to see that or not. We literally, if I did that, we would just be here at night in the dark trying to contact spirits. But we wouldn't be inside a building or a structure or anything like that. We'd just be trying to see if anything is here from the dead miners. So who knows, maybe before Halloween, come here and do a live stream ghost hunt at night. If you guys are willing to watch, I'll definitely keep it in mind. Like I said, it won't be exciting like going through a haunted barn or a house, but who knows, it might pick up some spirits. I know by water too, activity often picks up. It's like a source to give energy. So anything's possible. Bring a tent. Now I'm not going to camp here. I don't think it's allowed, and I don't know what kind of people are in the area at nighttime here, so. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because that thought did cross my mind a number of times, thinking do a ghost hunt at the Knox mine disaster site. I just never did it because I didn't think you guys would want to watch it. Just because it'd mostly be dark out, me talking, trying to communicate with Casper and his friends. Yes, I will be at Knoebels on the 26th. I will be dressed up in costume. So those of you that are curious as to what I'm going to look like, you can either see me at Knoebels or wait for the video to come out. Yeah, if I come here at nighttime, I'll definitely come with someone. I'm not going to be by myself here for that because there are more dangers by the river. Hey, Sue. Yeah, I'm sure Alan would join me. I'm sure others would be interested too. So I'm definitely going to try to get something set up before Halloween. Like I said, I'm going to do another nighttime woods exploration. I know you guys said you don't want me to go alone, but alone adds to the lure of the danger and other elements of me being exposed and vulnerable by myself at night. So I am pretty sure I have a location in mind. I'm going to scout it out one more time to make sure it is not private property and make sure that it is going to be doable for cell phone service. And there is a little bit of mystery behind it. So that will be coming up in the coming weeks before Halloween. And then obviously the ghost hunt here. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos and the history. I enjoyed just as much. So right here on the right, as we passed on the way down here, is the Eagle Air Shaft. There was a vertical air shaft that went, hang on, I'm getting fogged up here. Sorry about that. There was a vertical air shaft that provided ventilation for the mines. 33 men escaped through a opening here. And that's where I got confused last time, saying that the mine site should have been by the Eagle Air Shaft, but I was mistaken that it's downriver. Oh geez, my hair's getting all wet. You know, I just got a perm yesterday. Why do you got to rain today? Only hair getting wet on me is my short, scruffy beard. (1959) it happened, Knox mine disaster. Again, Avondale mine disaster site, which I did a video on, took place in the 1800s. I don't remember the dates on that. And I have to get my comb and fix my curls, and I should have brought my, my plastic baggie that the old people wear on their heads. My grandmother used to always wear one of those. I'm like, what's that for? I don't want my hair to get wet. I'm like, so what if it does? Well, I just came from the barber. Something I'll never understand. I'm okay with that. You know what is good about being bald? You don't have to buy shampoo. I just use body wash all over my body. So that's one perk to it. Rain bonnet, yeah. It's like wearing a Walmart plastic bag on your head. And like I said, I'd love to have fun with you guys. I have a sometimes weird, funny, crazy sense of humor. But at the very least, I'll probably never know when to grow up. Being 38 years old, you saw some of the stuff I've done in my videos at Target, finding inflatable aliens, just cracking jokes about situations. It's, for me, a good way to live life. You know, the more you smile, the better things seem to be. And no matter what happens in life, there's always a positive that could come out of a bad situation. It's something I'm trying to teach Lily too, because Lily gets really down on herself if something doesn't go right. And feels like she didn't do good. But I'm trying to teach her, hey, there's plenty of things I failed at. That's how you recover and recuperate after that failure. Something positive can always come out of it. Turtle wax. I'm more of a McGuire's type. I spray the tire shine on my head. The foam stuff gives me a nice sheen. I think it helps with working like a natural sunblock too. And the funny thing is, if you guys knew me a number of years ago, those of you that watched my videos from a number of years ago, I was quiet as a mouse. I'm much more outgoing and vocal and humorous now than I used to be. And I think YouTube has something to do with that. Being on camera, once I started talking in my videos, it forced me to get out of my comfort zone. Anybody can walk around and hold a camera and show you stuff and not say a thing. Because everyone has a fear of saying the wrong thing, making a fool of yourself. Well, as easy as those videos are to make, you don't really form a connection. You don't get to engage with your audience. So talking with you guys brings me out of my shell, makes me a better speaker, even though I still think, there we go, still think that I stink at it. I'm not a great talker. And that was a perfect example right there. But it just makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I have YouTube, and you guys should thank for that. Like recently I put a poll on my channel. I said, I'm going to 2 cemeteries. Would you guys want a cinematic video with music and some, fancy camera movements? Or would you rather me walk around and share my thoughts about what I see and what we're looking at together? Well, 1,000 votes later, 93% say they want me to talk to you guys. They want to hear my thoughts on the locations that I visit. They want to know what I think about the cemetery that we're going to explore. So that right there is just positive affirmation that I'm doing something right, doing something that you guys enjoy. And I'm by no means a perfectionist. I don't have YouTube down to a science. But one thing I am very conscious of is what viewers enjoy seeing and respecting their feedback. Like anyone in life, life is about trial and error, so is YouTube. YouTube is by no means a hard, I should say, let's rewind that scratch sound. YouTube is by no means an easy job, but it's very rewarding. I actually work more doing YouTube than I did at my other job, working at a warehouse. But it's a different kind of work. Number one, I love it. Number two, I don't wake up dreading it. And number three, the work is not an 8 or 10 hour span of work. Some hours are spent online researching, scouting. Other ones are doing research, driving to locations. The rest of it's filming and editing. So I always like to say, others have said it too, but it's very well true. If anyone can have any type of success on YouTube, including myself, you can as well. I'm self-taught. I didn't have anyone as far as guiding me, leaders. I had no one to look up to as a YouTuber to say, hey, this is what I want to do. All I knew is that when I was young, I enjoyed taking pictures. I started as a photographer. I was actually a wedding photographer and slowly transitioned over to video because video allows you to see much more of a location than just still photos. I still love taking photos, as you know, but videos show a lot more. But everything with my channel, 10 years strong now, is all trial and error. Learning from my mistakes, trying to be inventive, doing new things to try to engage the audience, such as premieres, live streams, questionnaires, polls, collaborations. Everything is geared towards making my channel and myself a better community on YouTube. And one thing I'll always hold true to is that I'm family friendly. I do have my moments where I do get mad, aggravated, I do curse, but I say that for the appropriate time. I try to keep as positive and friendly as I can on my videos. Even when dealing with trolls, you know, I do get upset sometimes because you put a lot of hard work into the content that you put out there. Someone comes there and bashes it. Sometimes it strikes a nerve, but at the end of the day, those of you that are true to my videos and myself and understand what I do for you guys and have been around for a while know that, hey, this guy is the real deal. He's genuine, he's honest, he tells it like it is, and he'll do anything he can to try to make his subscribers happy, within reason. So I'm sorry I got off on that little tangent there. It kind of just spilled over into that, but that is the gist of my life though, you know. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll keep repeating it. I have more friends on here than I do in real life. And although some of you I'll probably never meet in person, and I'm not going to single out names, but there are people that I consider part of my family, realistically. People that I correspond with almost on a daily basis. People that send me things in the mail or ask about how my family's doing. It's amazing the community involvement from one channel for making videos. You guys, a lot of YouTubers call their viewers, they call them fans, they call them subscribers, they call them all other sorts of goofy names. You guys are my viewers, you're my family. So if you could tolerate putting up with me, my goofiness, and my cranky times, and me being blunt and honest, then you deserve to be part of my family. And I'll always do what I can to make you feel like you're part of it as well. I do my best to respond to comments. I heart comments. I answer questions. I sometimes give more information that's needed just because I know you guys enjoy it. So when I say you guys are family and friends, believe it. I'm not saying that to try to get bonus points. I have nothing to gain from this. I'm putting myself out there at the risk of failure to do this. But at the end of the day, I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing in life. I don't know how long this journey will go for. I'm hoping I'm a YouTuber for a number of decades. And unfortunately, YouTube could do whatever they want. They could pull the plug at any second and say, hey, we're no longer going to be doing YouTube. We're changing directions. And that could happen, and it's scary. You don't know what the future holds. All I know is that if that was ever to happen, I would be forced to either find another platform, or to try to create a website where someone could pay a monthly fee to view my content. That's the worst case scenario. That's just thinking long down the road. I'm hoping YouTube never goes away. But you always have to have a backup plan in life. So my videos are the only ones you watch regularly. Well, I greatly appreciate that. There's only a number of channels I watch regularly too. I don't watch many urban explorers, believe it or not. There's only a couple. Proper People's one of them. Once in a while, Exploration Unknown. But he does more paranormal stuff now. I like true exploring though. I don't like every location supposedly being haunted. But there's so many explorers now, or claim to be explorers, who are just kids with their iPhones walking around like, oh my God, did you hear that? Look at that, bro. Yo, what was that? Like, just ridiculousness. I can't stand it. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't show you anything in the video. It's on their face more than anything else. They don't have good lighting. So I try to do things the way I like them to be done. I know I'm not the most advanced with editing. You know, I don't do videos like R&K. You know, his are pretty cinematic and well done. But I'm not trying to be like him either. I'm trying to be myself. A little bit of cinematic approach, still photography, and my voice guiding you through the video. A lot of people say, hey, I don't know how you do it, but I felt like I was there with you. I don't know how I do it either, but whatever I'm doing works. And if you feel like you're there with me, you're welcome to come anytime. That's why my little catchphrase is come along with me, because I want you to feel like you're there with me. Hearing from you, JP, and your family is the highlight of my days. Oh, thank you so much. And my family is, being on YouTube is something relatively new. I mean, you guys have known about my family. You've known about Lily from her channel from a couple years ago, but I'm incorporating them more now than ever, especially with Jill. Jill, she was never on board with being on camera from the beginning. She's like, you do your YouTube thing, you know, I support you on it, but I don't want any part of it. But now she's starting to see like, hey, you guys actually like seeing my family together, doing family things, you know, whether it's food, taste testing, going out to a food festival, to even being at the beach when we're down in Florida. So family is definitely important to me, and it should be important to you as well. If someone is doing nonsense comments about someone behind me or something behind me, just remove them. If not, I'll do it myself. This isn't my first rodeo with the live stream. I know people like to try to play games, so. I'm trying to convince her too to actually start her own channel, because she seems to be pretty much of a natural on camera. She talks better than I do. And she's like, well, what would I do on camera? I'm like, just be yourself. People like seeing you. You know, you could do anything. You could do reviews on things. You could take people to different places, share experiences they've had in your life. I'm sure somebody would be willing to watch and listen. So you never know. Down the road, you might have a Mrs. JPVideos channel. Who knows? But one step at a time. So I will be back in my car here in a few minutes. I worked up a good appetite, trying to decide between Burger King or Taco Bell, because they're both in Pittston. I know if I go to Taco Bell, I'll be getting a toasted cheddar chalupa. If I go to Burger King, I don't know what I would get there. I got a few minutes to decide. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should eat for lunch, feel free to send them my way. Maybe it'll help me make a good decision. You'll be tripping over your feet. Thankfully, it's a pretty level path. I'm using my peripherals to watch the ground here. So, life lessons with Jill. I'll mention that to her. One thing she's really good at, and it's a useless talent, we watch TV shows, we watch movies. She's very good at predicting what's going to happen, whether it's good or bad. Like, oh, I bet you that person is going to be kidnapped and be pulled in for sex trafficking, you know, and lo and behold, it happens. I bet you that person secretly took the money and they're going to run away with someone else, and it happens. I'm like, I'm not watching TV with you anymore. You ruin it. She's very good at it though. But I said, I wish you could get paid for it. But it's one of those useless talents. No Whataburgers here, unfortunately. They're both garbage. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Me looking the way I am with the powder blue Decay is the Way shirt, sweatpants, and orange caked shoes. I'm not going to really step into Red Lobster or anywhere fancy right now, so I'm just going to get something to grab in the car. Wawa, I should say there are Wawas, nothing nearby. I don't like Wawa, I like Sheetz. And actually, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll stop at Sheetz. There's a Sheetz in Plains down by Mohegan Sun Casino. Yeah, I feel great after eating the hot stuff. I mean, it might affect me for like an hour or two, but people were really over-exaggerating, like, oh, you're going to feel it the next day. I didn't. I don't know. I guess my body handles it better than other people's. I do make my own tacos, but Jill and Lily aren't home, and I don't feel like going home cooking, so I'd rather just get something. Love if you could, what was that? Love if you could tell me how the Impossible Burger is. Well, if you want to watch my video, it's under my Chow Time with JP playlist. I did a blindfold test between the Impossible Whopper and the regular Whopper. Jill gave them to me. I didn't know which one I was getting first. I honestly thought the Impossible Whopper was better. Different texture, different look to the patty, but I thought overall it had a better flavor. So, it's not even real meat. Sheetz is just like Wawa. It's a gas station where they have what's called MTO, made to order. They have a little kiosk with a screen, and you could choose whatever food items you want, and they make it for you there. Similar to almost like Subway, except Subway is mainly hoagies. They have, like, you know, fried items, they have salads, all that kind of stuff, but they make it for you right in the spot, and you order right there. Nothing like a broiled hamburger. Yeah, I love a good cheeseburger, especially bacon cheeseburger. Coming up soon too, I did mention, I keep getting backed up on videos of, I'm going to be doing a live stream cooking at home. I have the 30, what size is it? 22-inch griddle I have outside that I love cooking on. I'm going to do a live stream with you guys, cooking a meal up, and eat it together. Now I actually thought I heard something over there. Yeah, we're almost back. You can see it's kind of opening up now. It's brighter. Get an orange cream slushie. Nope, not me. I don't like orange cream stuff. I'm actually a picky eater. I don't like green stuff, especially vegetables or healthy stuff. I don't like a lot of seafood. I'm not the most healthiest eater, but thankfully with me exploring, I get out and do quite a bit of walking and climbing, so I do burn the calories. I guess I maintain my beach body figure I have. Oscar the Grouch, not Big Bird. What the heck are you guys talking about? Well, let me ask you a funny question here, and it's a joke I've seen before. When you go to a restaurant, say a new restaurant, and you have a hard time picking something off the menu, what is the one thing you can always order that nearly every restaurant has that is typically good to eat? Do you guys have any ideas? See if you could tell me something that you could get at almost any restaurant that's like a plan B. There's some homeless people over here. Oh, not a glass of water. Chicken fingers and fries. That is the go-to for restaurants, or if you're afraid to get something and not sure what to get. That's definitely applied to me before. I've been to places where like, oh, nothing looks appetizing. I'm not sure what I want. Chicken fingers and fries, even without the kids menu, I'll get it. All right, so we're back. Here's the car. Grandes and music. I used to eat there a lot. I kind of lost my interest in them. I think the prices are just outrageous now for what they offer. I go to Dino's a lot in music. I love their food. Service is fantastic. The waitresses there are really great at topping off your refills and stuff. So this is Pittston. Downtown Pittston. It's called the tomato capital of the world. This is the former Cooper's restaurant, which I was mentioning before. It's now closed down. This is the riverfront park that was flooded. I made a video last year. That's the bridge we talked about. And Burger King is on the other side of this building. So we're in Music Dino's. It's in the Bernie Plaza, right by where Dollar Tree is and where Big Lots used to be in Kmart. Subway. Last time I ate at Subway was when I had those sliders, and they were pretty good. I don't eat there often, though. I don't think you get a whole lot for your money, but the sliders like $1.89, $1.99. So let me get you guys in the car here, and I'm going to wrap up the video. I power off the gimbal here. Let me get you guys up on the dash mount. Turn that on so I don't get copyrighted. I am like dying of sweat right now. It was so muggy out with rain. All right, back in one piece. A little sweaty, a little dirty, but had a heck of a time sharing that with you guys. And I'm glad I was able to go back and see it for myself, because my memory was getting questioned there for a minute, because I thought something washed away, something disappeared. But all in all, it turned out to be a good time with you guys. How long did I stream for? An hour and a half. So those of you that were able to stay with me the whole time, I want to thank you. I know it was a long video, long stream, but I did what I need to do to share the content with you guys. Trying to get the air on here. It's 59 degrees out. I'm turning the air conditioning on. It's pretty hot out. Mod, thanks for your help today. If there's any issues in the stream, I'm not sure. I'm going to go back and watch the replay later so I can read everyone's comments, because I know I missed a lot of them. But that is unfortunately what happens when you have 150 some people watching and people are commenting. But anyways, if you have any questions afterwards about anything you watched today or anything in general, feel free to ask. I always check the comments and love hearing from you guys. And again, those of you that are subscribed to my channel and watch me on a regular basis, I just want to genuinely thank you for being a part of my family and being with me along on my journeys. And whether it's food related, exploring related, or anything in between, product reviews, I just want to thank you for sticking around, sending me encouraging words, positive, thoughts towards what I do and towards my future with my channel. I know we're closing in on 100,000. I think we're 2,000 or 3,000 away. So once we do surpass that and it stays there and it's official, I will be doing a giveaway, which is going to be open to subscribers only. So those of you that are hoping to maybe win something that's going to be helpful in your life, stay tuned for that video. I'm guessing it's probably going to happen. The giveaway will probably be end of October, early November time, if everything goes according to plan. But I'm really excited to reach that. This is my final goal that I've been looking to reach. On my channel 3 years ago, I broke 1,000 subscribers. Months later, I broke 10,000. Then I hit 50,000. And now we're closing in on 100. From here, I don't care where my channel goes. I'm not going to follow numbers at this point, but 100,000 was my goal all along. And my channel's been going for 10 years, but I haven't put any serious work into it before 3 years ago. So the last 3 years, I've been dedicated to making my channel grow. So within 3 years, I went from a couple hundred subscribers to 90-some thousand. So that shows what kind of progress you can get if you find the right formula. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have a reason to make videos. I wouldn't have something to look forward to every day. And I really just have a great appreciation and thanks for every one of you that have anything you've done, whether it's just watching my videos, giving it a thumbs up, commenting, donating, sending me things, whatever it is. Every one of you mean a great deal to me, and you're always going to be important in my life. And something that I could do to say thanks is just to create more content for you guys, be in the videos more, be more engaging, show my personality a little bit more, and do giveaways to say thanks. Thanks for helping me grow. So without me getting too sappy and rambling on like I did multiple times already, I just want to thank you guys for watching today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's going to be a rainy Sunday evening and Monday, but we will be back tomorrow with a regularly scheduled upload, which may or may not be a premiere. If it is, we'll talk to you then. If not, we'll see you in the next video, of course. So take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.